Anuki Masabtat, Atuntat, Maretat, Navartat, Sanantat, Atun Reye, and I am blessed and honored to be a student teacher of the master teacher, Pa Manzal Nesdar. Pa Manzal Nesdar, Amunna Barre Akpatazet Tui. Pa Manzal Nesdar, Amunna Barre Akpatazet Tui. Welcome to another new Outformation class. We would like to welcome everyone that is viewing us on wu-nuwaupu.com and all our family who is gathered to be blessed to hear the Outformation as taught to us by Pa Nabab Yanun, also known as His Excellency Dr. Malachi Kobina York 33/720, a President and Chief of State, Head of State of the United Nuwaupian Nation. Let's hear it for him. If it was not for him and all that he has done for over 50 years to educate our people, to free our people, we would not be sitting here right now. A lot of us were saved and continue to be saved every time we open up a patarak, an actual fact, sit in a class, speak our own language, have our own tongue as African people. And we must never, ever, ever not have the master teacher in the forefront of our minds. And of course, as his daughters, his sons, his sister, his family, we're going to fight, the only fight until he comes out of the rock, period, point blank. And despite efforts by forces within and without that may try to make us think the contrary, it's our time. It's our time. And once we free him, they free us. So, it's a very powerful day and time that will be more powerful when our fathers return to us. This shadow, we will get part of a study on alien educations and religions. Lo, my beloved children of Africa, you Negroid, dark-skinned, kinky-haired, unique race, first race, creator of all others. You are not civilized. You tried your best to civilize all others. A work you found out could not be done with a manimal, human beast, a flesh-eating, lust-controlled race, the Caucasoid. And for 6,000 years, they have spread their alien education and religions of fear and death and lust. And fear ways are adverse to the African's nature of love, peace, happiness, truth, justice, and equality among all Negroids. That is our true rules of life and living. Respect self and kind. The reason Caucasoids and Mongoloids and their offsprings called civilization is so adverse to Africans is because of racism, hate, and prejudices against Negroids world over, taught to them by the Celtic clans, the Celtic races of Europe, and their deities, or Karabu, cherubim. They live in filth, unclean, and wars, killings, murders, chaotic. It's an inheritance, or in-her-it, of Europa, their evil goddess of Phoenicia, daughter Agenor, or Agendor. Their agenda is to kill all other races and rule the planet Earth, called One Worldism, ruled by the Knights of Celtic clans, or now KKK. The mother goddess was Europa, who had sex with the white bull, who was Zeus, today their Jah Zeus, Jesus. And she is the Blessed Mother Mary, or the three Marys, three mother goddesses, matrone, from where they get matriarchy. And so they call the land of the savages Europe, and Europeans children of Europa. They, the Celtics, spread chaos world over with their education, politics, and religion, polytheism. All who don't accept them and their belief systems are killed. The words Caucasian, civilization, and Christianity are synonymous in meaning, for all three mean the Caucasian race's degree of intelligence. In genes. What is encoded in their genes as manimals or beasts in sackcloth? Therefore, the purpose of their education and religion is to control the minds and steal the souls of the captive masses who accept them by keeping them ignorant in a state of hypnotic sleep and amnesia. So in their Bible, they call them Enos, forgetful human, and in the Quran, An-Nas, the forgetful human, those Negroids who have forgotten who and what they were and are mothers and fathers of all others. In this mental sleep for 6,000 years, the Caucasoids, the posterity of the dead, or Caucasians, deteriorating Easterners. Why you see Germanic Europeans call themselves Aryans, like the Indians of Southeast Asia. So they seek to rule others, starting with India, failing in Asia's China, took South Africa and Australia, then North Africa and America, spreading evil and murder, rape, and disease of leprosy worldwide with their education and religions, which include Judaism and Islamism in any and all sects, denominations, groups, and mixed with other races who now thank the spirits of the Euro ghost. Who they pray to will bless them, can't bless them, because they vibrate on a totally different vibrational level. Their gods cannot help African Negroids. No, not at all. Pray to them all you want. Speak Hebrew, Greek, Latin, Yoruba, Arabic, and American. Whatever. They can't hear you if they are not your etheric ancestors and or race. Under the spell, their spirit forces of their dead and living can use Negroids to kill for them, to exploit them for the benefit of their dead and living. A Negroid must accept them, open up to them, and their living will contact their dead to give over the Negroid soul by mitzvah, baptism, shahada, rituals of their spirit ghost religions. To each its own vibrational level. Number 9 is a list, ascending to descending. Number 9, Negroids, etheric level. Number 8, Dravidians, etheric level. Number 7, Mongoloids, etheric level. Number 6, Caucasoids, etheric level. Number 5, subraces, etheric level. Number 4, spirits, ghost. 3, specters, ghost evil. 2, specters, living dead. And 1, demons, monsters, dead. Their religions and education is based on devotion to their own dead, not yours. All their rituals are about when you die and what will happen after death. To fear death, fear their God or their spirits is all the same and can't help Negroids at all. Sing, pray, chant, read, visit their synagogues, churches, and mosques. Keep their holidays, dress, diet, speak their tongue, and you will notice nothing really changes in your health or your living. That's not the same for some others who do it another way. They all can receive blessings joining on to wu-nuwaupu, because you vibrate the highest in 9 ether, so they can be saved by accepting wu-nuwaupu. Yet, you Negroids will not be saved or blessed by accepting their lower vibrational levels. If a Negroid mate takes on a Dravidian mate, they become one in 9 ether. If an offspring is born and they exchange body fluids. If a Negroid male takes on a Mongoloid mate, they become one in 9 ether. If an offspring is born and or they exchange bodily fluids. If a Negroid male takes on a Caucasoid mate, they become one in 9 ether. If an offspring is born and or they exchange bodily fluid. If they don't have an offspring in time, the 9 ether will re-reduce itself back down to the original level of their own race. To birth a daughter, because of the mitochondrial DNA, is best for mixed couples, so she will hold his divine genes. If a son is born, he must take a mate that is Negroid to protect the genes, or it may fade into lower levels. If a male and female are both Dravidians and accept wu-nuwaupu, they are not acceptable because they can never reach up to 9 ether, which is the sacred number of Nuwaupians. They must be blended into one of a higher vibration to become truly Nuwaupian. If a male and female are both Caucasoids and wish to accept wu-nuwaupu, they are not acceptable because they can never reach to 9 ether, which is the sacred number of Nuwaupians. They must be blended into one of a higher vibration to become truly Nuwaupian. If the father is Negroid and the mother Caucasoid, they are accepted, as well as the other way around. Is this not a form of racism? No. One who perfects art is an artist. One who perfects science is a scientist. One who perfects genes is a genealogist, ontologist, so on and so on. So to study and master one race makes them a racist. To hate other races is racism. Nuwaupians do not hate any other race or subrace. Nuwaupians only seek what is theirs and respect all and any who respect them. Yet Caucasoids will pay others to act a fool, will give them uniforms to kill and abuse their own, will give the TV shows to make a fool out of the Negroid race, or parts in cinemas, music contacts to not do real music, jobs in offices to abuse your own, will pay Negroids lots of money to ignore Africa and deny being Africans. Negroids will pretend to be almost anything to be accepted by Caucasoids. They give up their soul to please Caucasoids, accept their image of God, Jesus, angels, and saints, will accept the image of Arabs, will accept the image of Indians, will accept the image of Asians, will accept the image of Asian Americans, called Native Americans. By accepting another religion or custom, it will not make you one of them by race. The Caucasoids will make you rich as long as you stay away from facts, truth about who and what you are. He will give you rank and power as long as you use them to promote his evil agenda. He will pay you, give you your own show as long as you belittle your true culture and ancient African religion to praise his Jesus Christ as a son of a God who has been implanted in your mind as a Caucasoid deity. Negroids will say it doesn't matter what race Jesus was, or Muhammad was, or Buddha was, or Krishna was. When you don't see any other race of people with a Negroid image of God, prophet, angel, and the Black Madonna statue they claim was once white turned black over time. The Arab Muslims of Arabia's holy city Mecca will tell you that the black stone in their most holy shrine called the Kaaba, which holds a dark-colored stone they call the black stone, became black from white because of evil sins. So in Islamism, sin is black. You don't see Asians with a Negroid deity and the black-skinned deity in India that exists called Kali, the wife of Shiva, who is black, a goddess of destruction. The devils, Abrahamism, Jewishism, Jesusism, and Mohammedanism, in most of their art, the devil is always black. Wake up, Negroids, they see you as the devil. When the Caucasoids and his image that they worship is the devil by nature. All one has to do is check their history of all kinds of evil action to others for 6,000 years. The religion Wiccanism with the priests, the Druids, birthed Abraham's religions. And look at the world that is behind, look at who is behind all the world wars. These 3 religions, Mosesism, Jesusism, Mohammedism, and their subsects, denominations, and groups. They invaded ancient Egypt and claimed to be original, when facts show the original deities of Egypt, such as Amun-Re, Amun-Ra, was black-skinned. And so were all the originals, with thick lips, kinky hair, until the race mixing and driving of the originals southward to Mali, Ghana, and other parts of Africa. Many converted or accepted the religions of outsiders to become Hebrews, Israelites, Jews, Christians, Muslims, Now they give their souls and lives for these alien religions and their ghost gods. All over Africa, we are divided because of other people's religions, beliefs in others and their cultures. Africa for Africans. We have our own ancestors, our own relatives who link us to our deities. The Celtic races will use anything to lie and make themselves seem normal when they are not. They use the media to look great and powerful, always the hero. In cinemas, even in TV commercials, in education, in schools and religions, they pretend to be good. They will never be able to accept you Negroids. You are life, they are death. They create a whole system of their own laws as judges, lawyers, prosecutors, police, sheriffs, district attorneys, wardens, officers, soldiers, you name it. They created it for them to have power over others so they can kill and imprison others. They created laws for their own race to be expired from. They created education for their own race to be able to pass in schools. All is what they put in books. All that they put in books is how America, the Euro-Americans, won't use other systems or even others' money. It's always their own. And they don't speak others' language in government or church, math system, all to make it easy for their race. Don't get trapped with them and their religions of Abrahamism, Ibrahimism, and Abrumism. These religions are all right for man, males, man's kind, but not all right for Negroids' needs. Universal, triversal, multiversal, and natural science for survival and proper well-being. Once dead in the physical body, we move on. This is why you don't see on TV a lot of Negroid ghosts or haunting by Negroids. We stay for our families to protect them while they live, or we move on to the omniverse in all. We can, because we have soul travel. We can travel the realms. If called, we can return to guide our families, and our ancestors are with us as long as we respect them. This is called animism, being in tone and in tune with all things in nature and outside of physical nature. This predates the monotheism of the Bible and Quran. We accept the supreme and the intermediaries who are our own ancestors and relatives, lovers, friends who passed over and are now soul beings. And in the spirits of nature is living things. Our supreme is everywhere in all things. I'm in all, and all is in me. If you, Nuwaupians, want to learn this, seek wu-nuwaupu, your true way of life, your natural way of life and living. And after, there's nothing to fear in death. So Nuwaupians know that a person, place, or thing is alien to a Negroid if it is not of and for your race by nature. A person, place, or thing is in the nature of whoever or whatever created it. If the Negroid has or is receiving religion and or education that is alien, it will destroy your identity and your upright way of life by nature. Specifically religion and others' races, education and cultures. And by accepting other religions and the spirit forces behind other religions, they cannot and will not save you. Only your own spirit forces, the souls of your own race, can. The Tibetans or the Chinese Buddhists have suffered much at the hands of their own race, the Chinese. Why, many ask? The reason is simple. As long as the Chinese accept an Indian person as their great demi-deity, Buddha, who was born in India, an Indian by nature. So, any Chinese, Korean, Japanese, or any other race other than Indian will not receive the spiritual help needed. An Indian Buddha as their spiritual master, an Indian is not Asian, so their spirits of their dead cannot help Tibetans or others. The Chinese Dalai Lama of this cycle could not get help or save the Tibetans from his own race, Chinese. They lost so many monks who were killed, they were tortured, they were immolated, set on fire. Their temples, many great statues of Buddha were destroyed by Chinese and Muslims. Why no help from the spirit of the Indian Buddha? Because he can only help his own. The Dalai Lama was forced to leave Tibet. He made friends with Caucasoids, and that didn't help him at all. He, as an Asian, a Mongoloid can only get help from his own ancestors. This is what the Chinese have been trying to tell him, not to follow or worship outside their own race. No help from an alien race, Buddha who was Indian. The same for Negroids, African, who world over accepted or converted to the Arabian religion of Islam. The Arab spirit forces cannot and will not help you, Africans, Negroids. The same if Negroids or Africans accept the religions of Jerusalem, Greece, Rome, or any other people other than your own. It's the Bible, the Old and New Testament, as well as the Quran or Quran. It is not for Africans. We, by nature, are animists. We acknowledge our own ancestors. Negroids and all other religions and educations are opposites. Most others accept the Caucasoid systems and religions and cultures. Ours is the way of life, and theirs is the way of death. Generally, education is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that is found anywhere in the universe. All Caucasoid education is based on false lies, fake education designed to deceive, as is the religion. They are liars by their very nature, be it education or their religious beliefs. Their history, it's all made up about them, by them, to deceive all other races into worshiping their image and giving over to their evil spirit forces who feed on souls and even flesh and blood. It is regrettable that so many Negroids are ignorant to the fact of who and what they really are. Before the return of wu-nuwaupu, if a Negroid had a confrontation with a Caucasoid in their own religious or educational system, the Caucasoid was sure to win, because the Negroid had nothing to mentally challenge the Caucasoid or their followers or those followers of other races with. Now, with wu-nuwaupu, Negroids have what is needed to put them in check and show and prove what the actual facts are. About Africa, Africans, and our way of life. That's the study for this shadow. Now for the updates. First, the sisters who go and see Pamanzao, who traveled this past week, would like to thank Kamamtet Hatshepsut for coordinating the flights every week to go and see the master teacher. Kamamtet Hatshepsut for all the struggles that you go through to coordinate the flights every week. The sisters want to say that they appreciate you. And everyone who does travel to see the master teacher would like to thank everyone who donates towards the flights, does things to generate revenue for the flights, to assist so that we can have our family go and see the master teacher. Because of your efforts, Pamanzau's dog gets a chance to get out of the cell and see someone on the other side of the glass that loves and cares about him. Be it the sisters, be it Kamamtet Patawarat, be it whoever's sitting on the other side of the glass that loves and cares about him. And that means a lot. So for all of us who do help others to do, it is greatly appreciated. If you would like to donate towards the flights, contact Kamamtet Hatshepsut in New York. Her email is mother_thunder999@hotmail.com. Any contribution of any amount would be greatly appreciated, because this travel has to happen every week. And it's happened every week for a very too long. It's not going to be happening much longer because he'll be home. We'll be just traveling to see him in the flesh. Yes, yes. From the visit, the sisters did share that Pa Nabab Yanun was looking and feeling pretty good. He was slightly hoarse, but he said that he was okay. And here's some of the thoughts that he shared this week. The National Pig Association in the UK, that is, yes, it exists, is warning of a pork shortage of national proportions. Pigs are disappearing because extraterrestrials want them. Because of the drought producing grass and hay shortage and the worst corn harvest in 6 years, the cattle feed prices have skyrocketed. So the farmers are saying that they can't afford the cost of the corn and the grass feed for the cow and the pig herds. So they are now feeding them gummy candy. I did say that. Gummy candy, Fruit Loops, and other sugars. Now, what being likes sweets and sugars? The Greys. So in reality, the beef and the pork is being sweetened for them. Now, Pa Nabab Yanun said, speaking of pork, when I was in Egypt as a Coptic Christian, I would hear this Muslim speak about how nasty the pig is. But he ate goat. Do you know what a goat eats? Everything. They eat the same thing the pig eats, which is everything. And the same thing that the chicken eats, which is everything too. Number 4, civil rights just means don't kick our butts for what we did to you. It's something given for you, the Negroid, to turn the other cheek. You should look up nomenclature. That's spelled Nomenclature. Etymology. Nomenclature is the assigning of a word or phrase to a particular object. Number 5, there is no such thing as silence, as true silence goes unspoken. There's no such thing as a secret, because if I tell you this is a secret, then it's no longer secret. Number 6, most American women don't have a culture to keep their man's attention. Just think, if your man is sitting back watching the movie House of Flying Daggers, I think that was in the last update, and it's on the part where the girl, she's graceful and she's about to perform the drum dance, and she starts bouncing on one leg with her other leg up in a split, and your man is looking at her, and he looks at you, and you're sitting there with your house coat and your rollers on, who's gonna hold his attention more? The split or the house coat and the rollers? It's another conversation in the car. Just like last time, okay. Pa Nabab Yanun was speaking of how American women and American women have no culture. They lack gracefulness. All they have to attract a man is wearing tight clothes. There's no exotic attributes that they have, like culture or speaking another language or having rituals or a native dance that would make them alluring or attractive to a man. The women who come from exotic cultures, they carry themselves like ladies. They have a certain style of dance. They have certain tea rituals. They exude femininity. You know, as we were taught to cross our legs at the ankles and certain things of femininity that we were taught. And that's what Pa Nabab Yanun is giving us back to all of us. Our culture, our language, our dress. our dance, even the holidays. So as he said many years ago, give them back their stuff. Because now we have our own. Was it the frozen food? You remember the old tape, give it back. He's been telling us to give it back for many, many years. We have our own. And you see, particularly our younger sisters, in our cultural dress, they're distinct from those girls that you see out there. They carry themselves with different class and stature and uprightness that most of the girls out there, they don't know to have. And we're blessed to see it in our young ladies and young men here. Y'all are fortunate, because when many of us were 14, 15, 16, we were wearing what we saw on TV, in the video, expensive jeans that we could not afford because that's what was in. We weren't blessed to have our own, as you are. So we appreciate you and we support you in you being who and what you are. And the adults too. And the adults too. Speaking of, number 7, our national dress is the wu-nuwaupu for the women and the jalabia type garb with the jacket for the men. Number 8, Pa Nabab wants us to have a big party for the little ones this year. For what was known as Prophets and Angels Day, but of course is now named after Pa Nataru, Pa Kamanu, Pa Sabjetu. And this now would be Pa Salafu, Pa Nasabu, which be our relatives. So it is a day that is in honor of our deities and those in our image and likeness. So, of course, for those who may not be familiar with the day, the children should have on cultural costumes, but that are in images of our culture. So we want to see a lot of tiny little pharaohs and pharaohesses, and what else have y'all done? Deities, just dressed in the image and the likeness of our culture, because this is one of our cultural holidays. So we encourage everyone here and whoever else is watching in communities worldwide to please make sure we make this a very special day for Pakaradu, the children. Number 9 is about broadcasting. All cell phones open you up to frequencies of white noise. All cell phones open you up to frequencies of white noise. Your cell phone is like a Ouija board. It goes straight to your head. All cell phones open you up to frequencies of white noise. Your cell phone is like a Ouija board. Goes straight to your head. Every Sunday, 100,000 rogue spirits come into this realm. Every Sunday, 100,000 rogue spirits come into this realm. It is places like the holiness churches, those who practice Santeria, the mosques that are the means or the avenues by which all these rogue spirits come in. For example, you see people in the holiness churches falling out on the floor. They're hosting the rogue spirits into this realm by getting opened up. The ethanol that is inhaled during Santeria rituals invite the rogue spirits in. Pa Nabab Yanun says you have to recognize these disagreeable forces if they make it inside you. If you are doing something or things that you know you would not normally do, or you feel that you're being controlled to do disagreeable things by a force unknown to you, recognize what it is and don't surrender to it. You will have to use your strong willpower. What has the master teacher been teaching us about for at least 15, 20 years? Psychic self-defense. And now we're in the day and time where we see so many things that we were taught why they were so critical. And really, to be armed for the day and time we're in, we need to be using that skill from then until now. Because now's the test. Pa Nabab Yanun says, you will have to use your strong willpower. Remember, you are at war with the devil. What you don't understand is it is the spiritual world controlling the physical, not the other way around. What you don't understand is it is the spiritual world controlling the physical, not the other way around. The physical world is a temporary state of existence. Number 13, our Father who art in heaven. This is referring to the father Anu of their gods, the Anunnaki. Enki would be the son who came down to Taha, earth. 14, it is because of reverse polarity that people cannot get along. When you are out somewhere, you really have no clue who is standing next to you. We are in 2012, and they have to keep blasting and advertising December 21st to make you think a specific thing is happening on that very day. So then when people don't see anything physically, they can debunk all the legends told of that day. But it is already happening. The new age is not about a specific day. It is this time period of our transformation. Number 15. Please make sure that you are registered to vote. Pa Nabab Yanun said that on the day of voting, make sure that we pick each other up. Those that have cars, please make sure that the elders are picked up and get everyone to the voting polls. The deadline for registering is October 8th. Please ask around to everyone you know this week. Have you registered to vote? All right, to close out the update, there's a Let My Words Be Known message from Pa Nabab Yanun, and it's asked that if you could take down the quotes as they're read. It's a lot of biblical quotes. It reads, I greet you all with divine love from above. As my time comes to a close on this planet, yet with a smile, for the pain is too much to bear, and the devil race in their evil actions world over only hurts. So many who don't see their nature as their time ran out, and all they do now to make contact with their dead who are trapped, Revelation 18:2. Why? Because all races and nations drank of his evil blood, Revelation 18:3. So now most will fade with her, Revelation 18:8-10. And her zombies will raise up from the graves, earth, 1 Samuel 28:13. Evil gods, Elohim, 1 Samuel 18:10 and 19:9. What will they do? Just as you see in the cinema, The Walking Dead, Revelations 19:16-19. Their Jesus is not the same as our own Savior, Revelation 22:16. Their King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the Bright One, Ezekiel 28:9. Claims to be God, Ezekiel 28:13. Cast from heaven, Revelation 12:8-12. as the false Messiah or anointed one, Ezekiel 28:14. Who is the brightened one, Ezekiel 28:17. The light of this world, Isaiah 14:12-17. The son of the God, or Elohim, or Anunnaki, Enlil, the son of Nanar, the bright one. I did return in 2012, aided with the moon eclipse, to mark the final end of the moon cycle. Now the dead are coming up out of the graves as specters or orbs, white balls of light, and even some will become zombies to eat the flesh of those who trusted them and are staying close to them. Just look around as their youth loses their minds, kill, rape, and even murder their own families. These are the ones who open themselves up by tampering with the evil white arts of wickedism in many forms. So for each, their ghosts may come up and take over their living bodies. It's all about blood offerings. Their 6,000 years is up, and they will fade. Their own ghosts will come to take their breath away. We do have a message for the family, announcement for the family from Zamalatet, Nefar Tui Tui, Wu Zamal, Satin Sahoten.
Hesep Yasar, Renani Kawana for Tui Tui.
Renani Satin Sahotep. We are young students and inspiring teachers of our master teacher, our father, Pa Nabab Yanun, Pa Nabab Yanun, Pa Sadak Kawan Kararnun. And we have some words that has been sent down to us from our master teacher by way of one of our 24 elders that we would like to share with everybody.
Pa Nuwaupu Tashrak. This translates as the Nuwaupian Student Association. He has informed us that this is an organization for all students who are Nuwaupian of all ages into groups.
The purpose of this organization or association is to spread wu-nuwaupu and to also prepare people to become teachers of wu-nuwaupu, both young and people just coming into the doctrine who want to teach and help save souls. As teachers of this organization, it is a priority that all live and respect Patarak, the book of creation, which are the actual facts and holy tablets. As student teachers of this organization, we all must show respect and honor to Pa Nabab Yanun, the incarnated one.
Pa Nabab Yanun has informed us that Pa Nuwaupu Tashrak are to set up doctrine classes and lectures. Also, Pa Nuwaupu Tashrak will have outings in and out of state.
Pa Nabab Yanun has also given this organization its own seal, and anybody who becomes a part of this organization, you'll be free to wear it on shirts, jackets, different things of that nature, hats. And this is only the beginning of a lot more, obviously when we get more information on it from the master teacher.
To those who are interested, we'll be meeting this Monday at Paparar at 7 p.m. sharp. Please be on time. Tawakum.
And before we wrap it up, we just want to first and foremost give our love and our respect to our father, Pa Nabab Yanun, who is still here with us despite, the obvious chaos that goes on in the family. We all see it, we all hear about it, but, as tired as he is, we just wanted to say Tawatek to our father for remaining strong and still being here, suffering through everything that we put him through. It's not anything he's putting himself through. We put him through everything. he literally said the only thing that's standing in the way of his freedom is us. We all have to put our little beefs and everything aside that we have with each other. And we also want to give, our love and our respect to the sisters that go out to visit the master teacher every week. And also, we want to say thank you to everybody, from ages 30 on up to 90, that's our elders in this room. We want to, on behalf of the young people, thank you for helping the master teacher provide an environment for us to grow up in, so we didn't have to be out in the world being exposed to different things of that nature, giving us our own culture, our own dress. We all know each other, we all have a tight bond, growing up, and we didn't have to be exposed to everything out in the world. And we just wanted to say thank you for holding on, and we'll continue to do our best to make you as well as our father proud. On that note, Paanabab Yanun. I didn't like that. Paanabab Yanun. Tawakum for listening. Without.
That's big. That's really big. We're proud of you all. I'm starting to get that feeling where you see the children when they were little and now they're in their garb and starting organizations and in the orders, and it's big. We're proud of y'all that y'all are still here. It means a lot. It really, really does. And for you to be in the master's mind in that fashion, don't take that lightly. That's an honor and a privilege. And from what you all have done, many of you all are truly worthy. So I'm happy that came for you all. We all are. Your families, we're proud of you. All right. So we're coming to the end of another session of a new Outformation class. Paanabab Yanun, the truth with us. The truth personified in the flesh with us. We are grateful. So of course, as we close class, we want to remind the family who are watching on wu-nuwaupu.com, and also please go to our other website, nuwaupu.com, so that you can learn your language from the comfort of your own home. There's no reason for us not to get palahag. It's no reason. It's no reason. I'm saying this inwardly and outwardly. We have to get our language, you all. So please encourage each other, people online. Please make sure you go to both of our websites. And also, of course, we begin and end with keeping the main thing, which is freedom for His Excellency, Malachi Kobe, New York, our Father, the Father. Pamanzal Nizdar Amunabare Pataz Zetwi. Please, family, let's keep up our prayers. Let's keep up our chants. If you have not turned in a ledger, do so. It is never too late to be among the counted. We're about to change the world when we free the master teacher. The first African free indigenous people. This is big. And we're all blessed to be a part of this because of Pamanzal. So we send our love and gratitude to him always. So family who are here gathered, please stay in love and unity. Please keep the psychic self-defense up so we can stay in love and unity, so we can bring our master teacher home. Travel safely. Wada'u.